They don't know that we know they know we know. If you know where that quote is from, you probably can tell what I'm going to talk to you a little bit about. It was a huge pop culture phenomenon that started back in the 1990s. Hi, I'm Allison Burr Turner. Today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the sitcom Friends. I'm going to talk a little about how the show began, some history, a little trivia, those sort of things. And I'm also going to discuss the 6 actors and the characters that they played. And I will also be finishing up while discussing some information about things that happened after the show went off the air. To start off with, Marta Kauffman and David Crane were the creators of the show. It was originally called Insomnia Cafe. They came up with this back in 1993. They pitched it then to NBC. NBC liked the show, they just didn't like the name, so it was then changed to Friends Like Us. After the show was cast and everything was ready to go, they renamed the show to just Friends, as we know it today. The first episode aired September 22nd of 1994. There were a total of 10 seasons, 236 episodes. According to IMDb.com, the show was actually awarded 58 different awards, and they also were nominated for 158 others. The synopsis of the show basically was just 6 friends living together in Manhattan. These 6 friends were played by some pretty much unknown actors at the time. The only one that was known was Courteney Cox. Courteney Cox played Monica Geller. Monica was a very type A personality. She was a chef. She lived in her grandmother's apartment, which was rent controlled, so as they say at the end, it was a steal. She now has a show called Cougar Town that originally was on, I believe, ABC, but now TBS shows it. Jennifer Aniston's probably the most famous friend. She played Rachel Green. She was pretty spoiled. She left her soon-to-be husband at the altar to go live on her own and make it on her own, and she ended up moving in with Monica and became a waitress at the coffee shop Central Perk. Jennifer Aniston stars in movies like Wanderlust, which is hilarious, Bruce Almighty. She's been in Along Came Polly. There are countless numbers of films that she's been in. Lisa Kudrow plays Phoebe Buffay on the show. Phoebe was a very free-spirit, earthy type individual. She was a massage therapist. And Lisa Kudrow now stars in a show called Web Therapy on Showtime. Matt LeBlanc played Joey. Joey was a very loving, good friend, yet a womanizer. And we all know Joey's catchphrase, "How you doing?" You have to love that. Matt LeBlanc now plays on a show called Episodes on Showtime, where he plays a very obnoxious version of himself. So Matthew Perry he plays Chandler Bing. Chandler Bing is probably my most favorite character. He's sarcastic, he's funny, he plays a successful businessman, and Matthew Perry has been in a couple movies. One of my favorite is The Ron Clark Story, and he also stars on a show on NBC called Go On. David Schwimmer played Ross Geller. Ross was a paleontologist. He was a bit neurotic, but he ended up being the love interest of Jennifer Aniston's character, Rachel Green. David Schwimmer, he's done many plays in Europe, England actually, and he's pretty most famous for little kids now with the movie series Madagascar, where he plays the voice of Melvin the giraffe. These 6 actors started off making only $22,500 per episode. When the show ended in 2004, they each were making $1 million per episode. So the show still airs on many networks, namely TBS and Nickelodeon. They do Nick at Night. And so with these shows still airing, even almost 10 years after the show ended, they're still getting royalty checks from this, which is pretty amazing. Jennifer Aniston has probably the most lucrative film career after the show ended. It's estimated on IMDb.com that the profits from her movies are in the $1 billion range. So there was a rumor going around that a Friends movie was going to come out, or a reunion show or something, but the creator, Marta Kauffman, did an interview with E! News, and they basically said that that's not happening. Many different reasons, but There was no specific reason why. So I hope that all of you have learned a little bit about the TV show Friends, kind of a little trivia, some information on it, what happened after the show ended, and some information on the actors. So I'm going to leave you with a little quote, a piece of advice, if you will, from Chandler Bing. You have to stop the Q-tip when there's resistance. Thank you for listening. Have a good day.